Steroids, the Tenacious Stakes of 2018. There's that man for the inside Colonel Doug Temper going out toward the lead. Steroids with Sean Ritmahan. It's Tom Benson Tom on the outside. Batman in pursuit. Tom Benson. Who that's going to beat Tom Benson in the Tenacious? Batman was second.
Well, it was so important today. It's just such a good day for him to win in honor of my husband. We've had an incredible amount of luck. It's unbelievable. We've only been in it a few years and we've won so many races and it's been so exciting.
And you got a huge weekend though. Tomorrow's a big game.
Yes, tomorrow's a real big game, so we're hoping for another win tomorrow.
The future of the stable going forward.
Well, we hope to continue to grow it, and that's what we're trying to do, just grow it, get it bigger, and win more races and breed more horses.
He's a special talent. I mean, there's a lot of things that point to that. Obviously, his race record, his figures and things like that are head and shoulders above a normal racehorse, and he's just a horse that's been, unfortunately, just had a few little nagging injuries over the years. He actually is a really good moving horse and a clean-legged horse, and he's just had some ankle stuff that's flared up on him from time to time. And the good one's overcome it. He's obviously got a heart to get through it, and I'll take my first deep breath on Christmas Eve when we get him out on the pavement and trot him right down the road and make sure he's nice and sound. So it's all about talent. I mean, he's a blue-blooded horse. He's got some fancy horses in his second dam, as you well know. Candy Ride, who's a world-class stallion, and he's a son of one of the last sons of Smart Strike, who's still around. And so there's a lot to like about him, and hopefully we can kind of move him up and hopefully get him a second career as a stallion somewhere also.
Yeah, what might be next for him? Bensel said that it'd be kind of interesting if he were to win today, maybe New Orleans handicap, a Lone Sailor, Tom's Day Toss showdown. Obviously that's a ways down the road, but
right. Well, Lone Sailor is only part of this horse if they're both right. I mean, at this point in time, he's a solid horse, Lone Sailor, but he's a little bit younger, and but it's a good little stable to have for GMB, and so. They've got a lot to look forward to going forward.
This horse has to be the most accomplished allowance horse in America who finally runs in a stakes and wins.
No, I know. It's just that's what happens when you have injuries. You take your time and you come back in an allowance race, and then you have an injury and you come back in an allowance race. So it just happened that way. I mean, we were thinking of Woodward after he won that 3 other than by 9 lengths at Saratoga, and then he got an injury. So it just happened that way.
But it just really speaks to the patience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you have one that's so good, and you got an owner who is willing to take our time and give us a chance, and an ownership crew. So, yeah. I mean, I'm so glad that my crew and the Benson team, got to stand here during the Christmas holidays at home. There's 30 people up there, and their crew's there, and the Saints brass are here, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, they're our people.
It's not the Woodward, but it's still a big step forward. He
was only a second race back in 19 months, maybe 20 months. So the track is very deep. The track's very deep, and he had to work. And I told Sean, I said, let him get something out of this race. Let him come back and blow a little bit. And he said he did for the most part. He pulled himself up at the end, but it was time to kind of pull the trigger on him and see what happens.
He turned around, he'd go win-win, wrench an ankle, win-win, wrench an ankle, and so he needed patience. And look, he's showing it right now as an older horse, and he's just a great horse. And Al has told us, stick by him, give us time, and this horse is gonna bear fruit for you. And you just kind of the ironic thing is that Mr. Benson had no patience for this stuff, But in an NFL football season, you have to have patience because you're going to have injuries, you're going to have stuff like that. And now as we come into the playoffs, our players are starting now to get healthy. As we make a run for the 1 seed, which tomorrow we play the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, and I gotta ask you, what's happened to your offense?
One thing you don't ever really worry about with the New Orleans Saints is Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Because if that's your concern, then you're good. Our defense has been one of the leading defenses in the NFL. They've been carrying the water for our team for a number of weeks, but that's okay because the offense has been doing it for the majority of the time. So now there's a good balance, and so for us, it's a great thing going into the playoffs. I don't think we're a team that you want to play.